4 Agreements book. Today, we're working on the first agreement, be impeccable with your word. And when I was reflecting on this text and rereading it for training, I've been highlighting and underlining. And one of the things that I saw is that the truth will set you free. So if we're impeccable with our word, the truth can set us free. And so I started thinking about freedom, and freedom is like fluidity. Freedom is the ability to move freely, not feeling constricted. So today in our practice, that's what inspired our work that we did. So we have our journal prompt. The journal prompt is a response to the most free-flowing part of my life is fill in the blank, because fill in the blank. So thinking about how you're creating that fluidity, how that freedom in your life. And then in our practice today, you're going to create that fluidity in your body, with your breath, with your movement, even with having an open mind. So when you get distracted, without judging and feeling stuck in that space, come back to the present moment. Come back, keep coming back, fluid and free, like free-flowing water. All right, today we're going to use 2 blocks. So grab your blocks and let's get on the mat. For my people here live, just angle it so that I can see your mat. If you move around during the class, that's totally fine. Me seeing your mat helps me to ensure that you're safe with your foundation. All right, so we're going to start on the mat in butterfly, aka Baddha Konasana. All right, so our butterfly pose here with the soles of feet together. Bring your blocks, and you can always use extra props if you just are a prop lover like me. I love to have more props than needed, so I have a little bit extra here. So I'm gonna make myself a little, like, real comfortable today. So I'm gonna use a set of blocks under my thighs and some blocks in the wings here. My hips have been feeling pretty tight recently, so I want to really take care and love on my body in this space right now. So feel free to adjust your props so that you are having maximum comfort. From here, let me grab the class. There it goes. Sequences are ready. From here, we're going to start just releasing tension in your cervical spine. Cervical spine is the neck and cranium, okay? So from here, hands to feet, and then you can just take a moment to notice your hands touching your feet. You might feel the temperature, feel the sensation. Take a deep breath in, lift your chin up, look up at the ceiling. Or if you're outside and watching the recording, look up at the sky. Exhale, sigh something out, make sounds, and lower your chin to your chest. Keep the rest of your body upright. Inhale, lift your chin up. Press your chest up so your sternum helps you sit a little taller. Exhale, sigh out, lower your chin and shoulders down. Keep sitting upright. Do that again 3 more times. Big sighs. Last one, biggest one. From here, a little neck roll over to the right. Take your right ear down, chin up, and then go all the way around to the other side. Be really gentle and notice where you can create fluidity. Keep going in the same direction. Get some fluidity in your neck, some fluidity in your vertebrae. Okay, one more round in this direction and then switch. When your chin touches your chest, take it to the other side. See if you can notice these stuck places, the tight places, and just keep breathing through the movement. Just keep moving without tightening your jaw, stopping your lips. And then bring your chin down to your chest. Give yourself ease in your neck. Take your dominant hand to your forehead. Pause to feel the sensations, maybe the temperature. Then use your arm, firm up your bicep, and then place your chin up until it's parallel to the floor. Relax your dominant arm to the outside of that leg, and then take opposite arm to opposite leg. Inhale, lift up through your chest, roll your shoulders back. And then as if you have the most important, most expensivest book you've ever read, close the pages of the book slowly, reverently, like this is an important book that you want to keep a very long time. Bonus, give yourself a little knee kiss. Hello, knees. Mwah, mwah. Then take your book back down, open your knees, go slow, open the pages of your book. Once you're back in your Baddha Konasana, bring your hands to your ankles for a cat-cow. I'm going to turn to the side, but you can keep facing your direction. I'm going to turn to the side so you can see what my spine is doing. So here, you're going to do similar to what we did before. Inhale, lift your chin up, chest up. Exhale, round your chin down, then your shoulders, then round in your hip joint until your forehead comes down towards your foot. Maybe it touches, maybe not today. Inhale, sit up through your hips, then up through your chest, then up through your chin. All right, well, we're going to try to segment it. Exhale, chin down first, then shoulders, then round at your hips, fold forward. Inhale, keep your fold, but sit up in your hips. Then lift up through your chest, shoulders back. Then chin up. Reverse it. Exhale, chin down. Shoulders down. Fold at your hips. Inhale, hips unfold. Lift chest up. Lift chin up. Do 2 more rounds like that. Exhale to round down. Go slow. Inhale to round up. Reverse it. Exhale, round down. Inhale, reverse that to come up. Once you get upright, take your hands to the outsides of your book. With reverence, gently, lovingly close the pages of your book until your feet can be flat in front of you. And then move your blocks out to the sides. Thank you, blocks, for the help. All right, from here, take your hands behind you so that your fingers face the same direction as your toes. Widen your feet so that your feet are hip width distant. Now, for a little bit of engagement and experience, we're going to start off with the block, but you can remove the block as we get into the pose. So if you're playing along, if you have your block handy, bring block in between your thighs. A good rule of thumb for the block and the knees is to keep it away from your knees. So bring the block into the meaty part of your thigh, the muscle area, but not quite all the way up to crotch, okay? So figure out how you can get it there. And then squeeze your block. When you squeeze your block, you might feel some of your muscles turn on. That's good. Inhale, lift your chest up. Sit up tall. Exhale, squeeze your block, press your feet down, and lift your hips up, reverse tabletop. If your feet and hands are too close together, you can walk your feet forward a little, lift your hips higher. From here, inhale, reach your knees away from your shoulders, lift your belly button. Exhale, stay, and point your tailbone at your knees, squeeze your block. One more deep breath, stretch your knees and shoulders apart. Exhale, lower your hips down. All right, so now you know what it feels like to use the block. Set the block to the side. Bring your hands back down. Inhale, sit up tall first. Then exhale, lift your hips. So notice what it feels like now that you don't have the block between your thighs. From here, inhale, stretch your knees apart. Lift your hips higher. See if you can lift your hips higher than your knees. Press up. Option to stay or lift your left foot so that it's straight forward. Cross your ankle over your thigh and lower your hips into eye of the needle. From here, keep your hands down behind you if that helps you to sit up taller. Inhale, lift your chest. Exhale, use only your thigh muscle. Press your knee away from your chest. Use your leg to widen out in your hip. Spread your left toes really wide. Inhale, lift your chest up. Exhale, press your knee away from you. And press your chest towards your shin. Release. All the way down, foot on the floor. Rock it out, gently unclench any tightness in your hips. Take both knees to the left and the right. All right, tabletop. Plant your feet, plant your hands, spread your fingers out wide. Inhale, lift your chest up. Exhale, lift hips up. Press your knees away from your chest. Soften your mouth. Option to stay or lift your right leg straight. Spread your toes wide. Cross your ankle. Lower down into eye of the needle. Inhale, press up through your rib cage. Chest up. Exhale, use only your leg muscles. Spread your toes. Just spread your toes wider, Jess. Yeah. And then press your knee away from your body, using only your leg. Soften your face. Press your chest towards your shin. One more deep breath in. Exhale, release. Rock your knees left and right. Slowly bring your arms in front of you. From here, float your feet off of the mat. Spread your fingers, spread your toes. See if you can wiggle only your right fingers. Wiggle only your left fingers. All right, only your right toes. Only your left toes. Now do only right toes and right fingers. Only left side. Now do only fingers, only toes. And put it all together. Wiggle all of them, wiggle all of them. All right, from here, inhale, lift your chest up. Exhale, slowly lower down. Straighten out for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring your knees into your chest for rock and roll abs. All right, from here, the great thing about this is that this can be a spinal massage if you don't have any injuries in your spinal cord. So really have to practice some self-care. If you have vertebrae issues, then you might not do this one. All right, from here, just lift, press your hands down into the floor, hug your knees together, place your block between your thighs. Squeeze your block, and then inhale, press hands down. Exhale, lift hips up. Inhale, hips down. Exhale, hips up. So this is not quite like lifting for shoulder stand, but it still uses the bottom of your abdomen. Inhale, spread your fingers. Exhale, hands down, hips up. All right, from here, you can stay and keep playing with level 1, or you can rock up for level 2. Rock up to balance off of your feet. So exhale takes you down. Inhale lifts you up. So if you're doing level 1, you can add your hips up and your float. So you can put them together. Hips up, all the way to the float. Hips up to the float. So match the pace of your breath. Inhale, then exhale to correspond with your roll. I like to inhale when I lift my chest up, but it's really up to whatever feels best for you. Inhale, lift chest. Do 3 more rock and rolls here. Squeeze your block. All right, so now you have the option to take it all the way up. So hips up, stand up. Hips up, stand up. And you can go for a little bit of a squat or a chair pose, or you can stand all the way up. So you choose. All right? Hips up, all the way up. Keep going, keep rolling. You got 5 more. Squeeze your black Niqua, lift up through your chest. That's it. That's step 1 to get in there. You got it. Last one. And everyone meet in forward fold. So stand up, set your block to the side, separate your feet so that your feet are as wide as your hips. Bend your knees a lot, press your chest into your thighs for a variation of ragdoll. Here, bend your left knee, straighten your right knee. Take your left hand down onto the mat in front of your chest, and then reach your right arm up to the sky. The correct position for your hand is where your thumb is the same direction as your head. From here, inhale, lift your top shoulder higher. Top shoulder up and back, yes. Exhale, lower your right arm. Bend your right knee, so you switch your legs, straighten left leg, lift up left arm. Stay here, spread your fingers, spread your arms wide. Take 2 more deep breaths. Switch, lower left hand, bend left knee, then reach up through right arm. Exhale, lower right hand, switch to the left. Release, bring your arms down. Now we're gonna play with a ragdoll, hands to elbows. To sway, you can widen your feet, mat width. Think of a grandfather clock. So we're swinging back and forth. Create some fluidity in this movement. Back and forth. See if you can let go. Bend your knees just a little, Niqua. Yeah. Takes a little pressure off your low back. Then bring the chin to chest a little more so the back of your neck gets longer. Yeah, like that. All right, release your arms down. Heel toe your feet in so they're a little closer together, closer to hip width distance. Now we're gonna do spinal waves. So to get into the spinal wave, we'll start off with the upright position. So take your hands to your shins and stretch your chin forward. Stick your tailbone up. Yep. Exhale, lower your chin, fold down. Inhale, take your chest forward, shoulders back. Exhale, take your chest towards your thighs. See if you can create more fluidity. Inhale, lean forward, shoulders back. Exhale, fold forward, chin to chest. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, fold deeper, bend knees. Take 3 more breaths to get the fluidity, to create more free flowing. All right, now we're gonna take it all the way up. Inhale, reach your arms out and up. Exhale, fold all the way down, go slow. Down, arms forward. Inhale, arms forward or wide, you choose. Exhale, fold down, arms forward. Inhale, lift and roll up. Exhale, fold. So this is all about you getting that feeling of fluidity. Create your fluidity. Inhale, lift up, chin up. Exhale, fold down, bend knees. Keep going. Inhale, open up. Exhale, fold, flow. Inhale, lift your chin up, lift your sternum. Exhale, bend your knees and fold. 3 more, keep going. Last one, big breath in to reach up. Exhale, bring hands to heart. Classical sun variation. Oh man, you can't see me that well. Let me adjust the camera position. There we go. All right, step to the top of your mat. Have your blocks handy. We will be using them. Put them near the top of your mat. I like to put them one on each side. From here, come to stand with your feet in a comfortable position and under your hips. Inhale, flow with fluidity. Reach up, look up, and take a baby back bend. Exhale, fold forward like a fluid, free-flowing human. Take your block, step your right foot back into a low lunge. So lower your knee. Step your left foot as far forward as you can so that you can feel your right hip flexor. So yes, Niqua, since you're at the top of your mat, take your back knee back. Like that. So here we're building the puzzle pieces. We're gonna go a little faster when we repeat them, okay? So we're here in a left low lunge. With your hands on your blocks, bring your blocks right under your shoulders. So we wanna give maximum stability, hands under shoulders. Now, send your hips forward and down, lift your chin up, take a deep breath in. Exhale, half splits, press down into your blocks to straighten your front leg. Yes, like that, spread your toes back. So Niqua, stay where you are, just move your heel forward a smidgen. No, Niqua, you were good where you were. Yep, right there. Yep, spread your toes back. Inhale, reach your chest forward first, like we did in our standing forward fold, chest forward. Then exhale, fold. If your elbows get bent a lot, bring them down to the mat. Now, take your hands to blocks for a half gate or a gate pose. This one is one of my favorites, and it's a little bit complex, okay? So I'm gonna show it to you, and I'm gonna talk you through it. So your front leg is gonna go back into a lunge. Your back leg is going to spin around. So it's in a straight line parallel to the back of your mat. Yep, like that. But turn your toes to point to the top, to the back of your mat, excuse me. So toes go out to the back of the mat. Flex your foot, yep, like that. From here, you can choose to keep your hands on blocks, you can move them, or you can bring your hands down to the mat. Take a deep breath in and a big sigh out. Move anything stuck in your hip, your groin. All right, we're gonna reverse it. Come all the way back to half split. Straighten your front leg, move your blocks. Take your back leg back into its half splits position, straight front leg. You got it. Then we're going back into the low lunge back bend, bend your knee, move your blocks as needed, lift your chest, lift your chin. From here, take your front leg behind you and move your blocks onto the sides. Come into a puppy. So we're from here, keep your knees down on the mat, walk your hands forward, lower your chest. This one feels really good in my armpits, so press your chest down, your chin down, and then you're gonna shift your weight forward into a cobra. From here, so you're gonna fluidly push forward into a cobra. Like that, elbows back, elbows point back, shoulders back. Downward facing dog. Send your hips back and up. Take a big sigh. Step your right foot forward, low lunge. Grab your blocks. And your blocks have different heights, so you can play with which height feels most supportive for which hip. So my left hip is a little tight today, so I'm gonna make the blocks higher on this side. So you do whatever feels good for you. Point your left toes back, inhale, lift your chin. Send your hips down towards the mat. Exhale, half splits. Straighten your front leg. Flex your toes back. Inhale, reach your chest towards the top of your mat. Stick your tailbone up. Exhale, fold down. If your elbows are super bent, you can lower your hand. Half gate, half lunge. Bend your front knee. Turn your back leg so that it comes to a straight line parallel with the back of your mat. And bring your both hands on the inside of your front leg. Take a big sigh to lower your hips. Reverse it. Come back into half splits. Straighten your front leg. Flex your toes back. Low lunge. Shift your weight forward. Bend your front knee. I see people protecting and cushioning their knees. That's awesome. Great way to practice self-care. Inhale, lift your chest up in low lunge. Exhale, step your back foot to the top of your mat, forward fold. Inhale, take spinal waves, come up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Make your spinal waves bigger until you get all the way upright. So you might go up halfway and then 3/4 of the way. And then all the way up. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, bend knees to fold. Create the fluidity. 3 more breaths. More fluidity in your wrists. More fluidity in your chin. Then come to standing with your hands at your heart. Classical sun variation. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold. Step your right foot back, low lunge. Shift your hips forward and down. Inhale, lift your chin. Exhale, half split, straighten your front leg. Send your chin forward. Half gate, half lunge. Bend your front knee. Swoop your back leg around and your front block around. Here's where you get to soften your mouth and your thoughts. So remember the fluidity. Allow your breath to flow two sides. Just keep your front toes facing the top of the mat. So front knee and toes. Yep, like that. Then reverse it. Come back into half splits. Back into lunge. Chin up. And then down into puppy. Move your blocks. Scoot forward to cobra or go straight into up dog. Downward facing dog. Take one big sigh. Step your left foot forward. Oops, not left foot, right foot forward. Low lunge. See how low you can get your hips to the mat. See how high you can get your chin. Half splits. Reach your chest forward more. Like that. Half gates, half lunge. Bend your front knee. Keep your toes pointed at the top of the mat. Swoop your back ankle around and lower your hips down. Here's where it gets tempting to tense up your mouth. Instead, keep your mouth fluid and free. Take a big breath in and a big sigh out. Reverse it, half splits. Low lunge. Lift your chin up, send your tailbone down. Forward fold, step to the top. Then make your flow. Start low. Work your way up higher. All the way to stand. See if you can literally feel your spinal column wave. Feel the wave and the fluidity of your vertebrae. Then do a couple rounds when you get all the way upright. Inhale, reach up to the sky. Exhale, fold down to earth. 2 more like that. When you finish your third one, bring your hands to heart at standing. Tree pose. Shift your weight onto your left leg. Open your right knee out. Option 1 is to bring your toes to the ground and connect your sole of the foot with your inner left ankle. We're going to do both sides, so it doesn't matter which leg you started with. Either press your leg into your thigh, your calf, or your ankle. Choose one, and then take your arms up For a deep breath in, exhale, take your arms down. So keep your stability with your leg. Inhale, reach up, create fluidity with your arms. Exhale, arms down. So find one spot to look at. If you're looking at the screen, find something that's not moving to look at, and then inhale, reach up. So maybe an icon on your screen, maybe the light, if there's a light on your camera. One more round, inhale, reach up. Nikwa, open your knee out to the side a little more if your hip allows. There we go, yep. And then release, switch. Start with your both feet planted so you can feel the difference. You might already notice your left leg feels a little different than your right leg. Shift your weight onto the opposite leg. Take the other side. On this side, if you were playing with something and it felt really good, you can go back right into it. See if you can add a little more fluidity in your fingers. Wiggle your fingers as a bonus. A little extra feeling. 3 more deep breaths. This pose with the movement teaches us that our stability can support fluidity. Last round. Release. Bring your feet flat to the floor. Tadasana. Press down and through your heels. Lift up through the crown of your head. Imagine that you could line up your ears right over your shoulders and your hips right over your ankles. Stand tall. Take a deep breath in to get elongated. Press the ground away from you with your entire footprint. Chair pose. Bend your knees. Reach your arms out this time. Like you would imagine, like my little niece, she's about to be a year old, and she just realized that if she reaches her arms up while she's standing, somebody will pick her up. So reach your arms up as if somebody's gonna pick you up. Spread your fingers out. Bend your knees more, get lower. Shift your hips back. Take a deep breath. Exhale, get lower. Grab your block if it's in reach. Press it between your thighs. Squeeze your thighs together. Now you get to feel a little different. Squeeze your block. Press the fronts of your thighs in towards your block. Press the middle of your thighs back towards the ground behind you. Spread your fingers. Inhale, chest up. Exhale, squeeze to lower. Release. Inhale, stand up. Remove your block. Exhale, fold down. Come all the way onto your back for supine pigeon. In this pose, take your left leg, slide it out long on the floor. Have your right knee up towards your chest. So left leg long, right knee up. You're going to take your right toes and spread them wide. For supine pigeon, bring your left hand over to touch your right foot. And draw your right foot towards your chest. It doesn't have to come all the way parallel to the ground. But you can help it by bringing both hands to your foot and draw your foot towards your chest. So for me, I like to have my opposite hand right in front of my shin so that I can help my foot get closer to my chest. Yeah, like that, Jess, you got it. Take 2 more deep breaths. Every exhale, bring your foot a smidgen closer. Soften your mouth. Supine splits. Straighten your right leg. Hands can come to your calves, behind your knee, or even connect with your foot. Keep your bottom leg straight. Press your knee down. Inhale, flex your toes towards your face. Exhale, hug your leg closer to your chest. You can keep it out here or take it over to the right side so that maybe your toes touch the floor. Maybe. Yeah, like that. Yeah. Twist. Take your foot across your body with a straight leg if you have space. Otherwise, bend your knee into a twist. In this twist, press your opposite shoulder. Both shoulders touch the ground. Stretch your arms out wide like a capital letter T. So both arms, both shoulders on the floor in your twist. Brahmari breath. Take a deep breath in. Fill your lungs up with oxygen and nutrients. With your lips closed, create a vibration. Two more. Release. Bring your knee in to your chest. Roll your low back to the mat. Hug your knee. Give it a little kissy. And then lower your right leg. The kissy is just for bonus. It's not required. Supine pigeon. Bend your left leg up. Get your hands on your foot, or if you have your strap. So for me, my left hip has been feeling a little tight today, so I'm going to use my strap. If you're using a strap, you can bring a strap around your foot. Spread your toes. Bend your knee out to the left, then hug your foot towards your face. So bring your foot in close. Knee goes out, foot comes in. Here's where you soften your mouth. Take a few sighs out of your nose or mouth. Shoulders down. Supine splits. Straighten your leg. Connect your hands to your foot or to your strap. Spread your toes, take a deep breath. Exhale, bring your leg towards your face. Press your shoulders down. Press your chin and neck down. Press your bottom leg down. Oh, yeah. See if you can make your breath more fluid. Twist. Take your foot across your body into a supine twist. Oh, I forgot to give you the option if you want to widen your leg out to the left. So if you wanted to do that one, if you really like that on the other side, you can come back, widen your leg out to the left before you go into the twist. You can take a couple breaths here. And then make your way over into the twist if you're not already there. In your twist, widen your arms out. If you're using a strap, make it so the strap, both ends of the strap are in one hand. Then you can take your twist. Press your left shoulder into the floor. Take 3 rounds of vibrating Brahmari breath. Mm. 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 When removing pose, bring your left leg into chest and your low back to the mat. Option for a bonus kissy on the knee. Double when removing, bring both knees to chest. Give yourself the hug you need right now. Wrap yourself up in your own loving embrace. I like to say, hug yourself like you're hugging someone you care about very much. Someone who you'd want to have freedom in their body, in their life. Consider that you do love yourself very much. You do want yourself to have freedom in your body and in your life. Take any last poses that are calling to you right now, maybe happy baby, maybe a little rocky rock situation, and then make your way into Shavasana, laying on your back. Take 3 to 5 more breaths to get down onto your back. Remember, you have your props handy if you want to put a block under each knee, take a little pressure off your low back. Notice your breath in your nostrils. See if you can feel the sensation as your breath comes and goes. Notice if it tickles, if it's soothing, if it just feels lovely and intoxicating, like you're drinking oxygen through a straw in your nostrils. Just examine what it feels like to breathe in and out of your nose. You might notice the difference in temperature when breath comes in, opposed to when breath goes out. The first agreement, be impeccable with your word. The first agreement is the most important one. Be impeccable with your word. It sounds very simple, but it is very, very powerful. The word is not just a sound or a written symbol. The word is a force. It is a power you have to express and communicate, to think, and thereby create events in your life. The word is the most powerful tool you have as a human. It's the tool of magic. No other animal has the power of word. Notice how just bringing your attention to your breath in your nostrils changes the way that you experience your breath. You feel the fluidity, the free-flowing, uninhibited breath in through your nose, out through your nose all day, even when you're sleeping. Notice maybe a wave of gratitude flows over you for the breath that keeps on flowing in and out, in and out. Today, you got to move your body in fluidity. I invite you to feel gratitude for your own body's ability to move. Some people's bodies cannot. Feel your breath in. Notice what happens when it goes out. Notice what moves when you breathe. Notice what doesn't move when you breathe. Now add fluidity to the toes, wiggle your fingers. And then gently make your way to seated with your legs crossed. Here is where we sit upright. We reemerge into the most breath-filled and most connected version of ourselves. And in this place, we set an intention to have fluidity, like the ones that we reflected in the journaling. Have fluidity in your words. So that is the intention that you're setting from here. Inhale, reach your arms out and up. Touch your palms above your head and create the hand seal Anjali Mudra. Then bring your palms down past your third eye, the things that you see, past your mouth, the things you hear and say, and then down into your heart center. Set an intention to create fluidity with your words. I honor you and the light that's in you. Namaste.
Namaste.
All right, grab your journal. I know, Nikwa, you have to go in 2 minutes. So if you could write down really quick journal, 3 physical things that you noticed in practice, 3 non-physical things you noticed in practice.
Said non-physical?
3 physical and 3 non-physical. So for me, 1 physical thing, I noticed my left hip was tight. 1 non-physical thing, I noticed how lovely my breath felt when I brought attention to my nostrils. It felt freeing to breathe in and out of my nose. And then Jessica, you missed the original journal prompts. Here it is on the screen. Can you see that, Jess? Yes. All right, Nika, it's right at 7. If you'd like to share really quick something that came up for you during practice, you definitely can.
Okay, so I only have I only got through the physical and only one non-physical, but today for the three physical things that I noticed was one, my outer hips, upper glutes are significantly tight for some reason. The second thing was my left hip sits higher than my right. So there were certain movements where I noticed that my left rib cage, I felt like it was closer to my left hip, like that range of motion there was restricted a bit. And then when it comes to balancing, um, it was harder for me to balance on the right leg than the left.
Mm,
Yeah.
that's
So
that's some good observations.
yeah. And I realized why I avoid certain movements when I teach my own class because it makes me uncomfortable. So I was definitely very uncomfortable today, to say the least. And then non-physical, I don't know if this counts, but I tend to talk to myself when I'm going through pain. Like I have to verbally tell myself, breathe slowly. Like I can hear you coaching me, but I have to tell myself, okay, inhale, 1, 2, 3, exhale, 1, 2, 3, to remind myself to
Cool.
into the pose with every exhale.
Yes,
Yeah. So
that's
this is
cool.
not my favorite class, but it was a
That's a
challenge.
win. That's a win. Those are some really good observations. Great practice today. Great job. And it's so good to see you.
Thank you. I'll see you next week.
See you next week.
Bye.
Anybody else want to share? Nico had to roll out. Did you get that prompt, Jessica? You got the whole thing? Okay. Hey, we got the tea today.
Yes. So on the physical, I was very tight in my left hip as well. I was writing that as you were saying it. But my spine felt really good. Last week, I think I shared that I had some lower back stuff happening, but today everything felt really good. And I really love the fluidity movement. That felt really good. You know, that breath to movement felt really good. On the non-physical, be impeccable with your word, create fluidity with your words came in really came in really handy. We have been having some plumbing issues, and it was something that could have, you know, for those of you who are married, sometimes the husbands think that they can fix things, but they can't. And you tell them like you need to call the plumber, but they don't. So today he had to call the plumber, and I don't know where he was, but I saw the plumber coming through my I have the side door here to the studio. He went to the front door. My husband didn't answer, so then he came and knocked on my door. So I was really
Oh,
annoyed.
yeah, in the middle of class, I saw you get
Yeah,
up.
that was when I had to get up. So I was really annoyed about being interrupted in the whole situation. And then I just said, create fluidity with my words.
Mm-hmm.
So I just told him, you know, hang on, I'll go find my husband. So I went in, and then when I found my husband, I was like, create fluidity with my words. So thank you for that today. That helped to bring me back. And then actually during Shavasana, I got a little emotional around it. You know, I felt myself about to cry, like just thinking how I could have presented a totally different way, but that line from the Four Agreements was just what I needed today. So thank you for that.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. I always tell people when they ask me what's the secret about happy marriage, I'm like, yeah, at least the wife has to do yoga consistently. Like at least. I mean,
Very
the husband
consistently.
is a bonus. But the wife, we're so powerful that in the middle of a challenge, a deep breath can shift everything. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. I was literally in the middle of yoga.
Yeah, thank you so much for sharing. That's a
You're
huge
welcome.
win, huge win. Thanks. All right, Curls, I see you over here.
I got some physical, something physical was tightness and both of my hips, but like my entire side body. So like the Brahmari breath was very helpful when we were doing the supine twist and splits because it just opened up the area. And there was another pose that we did too, where the breath was helpful in opening up, but I definitely was tight all up in the side body. So that's something I noticed. And then non-physical, yeah, I would just say fluidity as well. Like I was outside at first and it started raining, so I had to come back inside
Oh, I thought
and
you
just set
moved
up.
because we were doing the rock and roll and you were on the concrete.
No, it started raining outside, unfortunately. So yeah, so that was it. But just being fluid, moving.
Right, you made it work.
Yeah, that's
Awesome.
it.
Thank you for sharing. Thank you for all sharing so openly. I really appreciate it. I feel like y'all are my people. So, like I said, I look forward to seeing y'all on Wednesday. And I am so, so grateful that y'all feel comfortable enough to have this experience together with us. Like, it's really dope. So, we were reading out of the Four Agreements. It is a book that we're going to be working on from today on. So next week, we're going to do the second agreement, then the third, then the fourth. And so really excited about that, to be going back through that. Any questions about the books or the things that we're going through, feel free to read along with us and to ask me questions. And I have 2 announcements. I just completed an ebook. It's called Is YTT For Me? So this is for all of the people who don't know if they would do a teacher training or if they'd be good at teaching yoga. So if you know somebody who's practiced yoga for a long time and they're like, I don't know, like, is this for me? This is the book for them. It talks about what is included in any yoga teacher training, not just the ones that I am working with, but it's essentially what to expect, and helps them. It has quizzes in it to help determine readiness. So this is something that it's not available to the public yet. So y'all are the first to know, and it will be coming out within the next 30 days. So they're really excited about that. This is technically my second book. And then I guess my third book is coming out in the next year. So really excited about that. I've just been a prolific yogi author because I feel like more people need to know the message that we have been able to embody, and it just feels so good. Other than that, we have the advanced yoga teacher training and the author research training. So the thing about the 1,000 hour is that we're going to be hosting live research during the training itself. So this is going to be an approximately 2-year process where you'll be hosting classes, you'll be teaching, and also collecting data, study researched style. Okay, so really excited about that. We do have applications open for that. I saw that I have some interviews scheduled, so really excited to answer questions. And so thank you all for just being interested in studying the great knowledge that we have access to in this realm. So really, really excited about that. All right, any questions for me? Yes.
The deadline for the graduation in October.
Yes. So the graduation is at the end of the month. We asked if you can submit all of your materials prior to October 1st. So the last day of September is September 31st. So by September 31st, then that gives us plenty of time, the submission team, to review all of your submission and ensure that everything is there and accounted for, and get you within the next 2 weeks following your submission to get you the information about graduation. All right, so if you are planning on coming in person, please do tell us when you submit your packet, okay? So that we can put yours at the front of the list and ensure that we get your submissions done or your review done as quickly as possible, and let you know if there's anything missing. All right, awesome. Thank you all for coming. It was so lovely to see you. And I will be seeing you soon next week. Same time, same place. Bye.
Bye, ladies. Have a great evening.
Bye, Fatima. Bye, Jessica. Y'all are matching today.
We are.